Now, by any standards, Ehud Barak has had an astonishing career serving his country. Israel's Prime Minister during the Camp David negotiations with Yasser Arafat now serves as both Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister in the current government. Before entering politics, he was one of the country's most decorated soldiers, carrying out the kind of military ops that are now the stuff of legend among many Israelis. So, a man of peace or a man of war? When I met him in London recently, I began by asking why his government has authorised the building of more settlements despite international criticism.
We are building in Jerusalem. It's our capital. We are building in the Jewish neighborhoods of Jerusalem. It's a city of 700,000 people. You have to build there. And we will not accept that anyone has the right to intervene in this.
Well, that is seen as speeding up, isn't it? That's seen as acceleration.
No, speeding up, it's about numbers and pace, number per unit time. When Olmert was Prime Minister 5 years ago, we were building, I was Defense Minister, twice the rate we are building now. When I was Prime Minister 10 years ago, we were building 4 times the rate we are building right now. So it's not about the pace.
Why not, again, it's about the symbolism. Why not just stop for a while? Because the other side see this as getting in the way, don't they?
No, the other side plays with it as a kind of manipulation to put certain preconditions into the dialogue. The reason that Olmert's government and my government could do it is because somehow we managed to convince the rest of the world that we are genuine in our attempts, and now we are facing a more sophisticated Palestinian group which feels the zeitgeist behind them. They feel the tailwind from many international bodies, so they try to play with this issue of settlements. It really shouldn't matter.
Well,
because
you've said something very, very interesting there, the phrases you've used, where you say you're dealing with a sophisticated Palestinian leadership now, right? And they're very zeitgeisty, and I couldn't have put it better myself in these questions. That they're getting world opinion behind them, aren't they?
Yeah, we have to work to allow our people, our kind of spokesman to talk more often to others, but it won't solve the issue.
You frustrated about it?
I'm a little bit frustrated by the fact that we cannot convince even some of our friends.
Okay, just to be clear, you accept that it strengthens Hamas if you go on building these settlements or not?
I don't think that relates to Hamas. Hamas basically is challenging Abu Mazen and the Palestinian Authority. They are turning to terror. We cannot negotiate with them. The Hamas are shooting at us rockets. You know, just last week we got dozens of rockets in our southern part of the country. One man, father of 4, was killed. That's something that cannot go together with peacemaking.
Let me change the subject.
A real challenge for Abu Mazen is to take control over his own political system.
All right, I just want to move on because we haven't got much time. I want to talk to you about Iran as well. And I gather if we had the Israeli newspapers here and we opened them up, we would see that everyone in Israel is now thinking that you're getting ready to attack Iran. Is that right? Is that what people are saying?
Believe me, I do not try to underestimate the nature of the Iranian threat. That's a major threat for the stability of the whole region, probably of the whole world. A nuclear Iran, and they are determined to reach nuclear military capability, can open a major arms race, nuclear arms race in the whole Middle East. It can change the effectiveness of their supporting and kind of sponsoring of terror all around the region.
Which is why these Israeli papers are saying, aha, you're about to strike on them.
No, but I'm telling it for years now, and they will intimidate neighbors in a much more effective way, especially when America and others are moving out of the region. I hope that the IAEA report next week will tell the whole world a little bit more explicitly what they are really doing there in regard to their nuclear plans.
This is the narrative that's coming together. It's the missile test. It's the long-range bombing plan. It's the IAEA report, which you mentioned. So they may say that Iran is getting closer to a bomb.
We strongly believe that sanctions are effective or could be effective if they are lethal and paralyzing enough, that diplomacy could work if enough unity could be synchronized between the major players, but that no option should be removed from the table.
You have an amazing military record, and for those who don't know, correct me if I'm wrong here, 1972 led the mission to free hostages on a Sabina flight. 1973, I read somewhere you dressed as a woman to assassinate You're nodding.
If
Members of the
needed,
PLO.
not as a-
Yeah, you're not going to do that now.
Not as a hobby, yeah.
Okay, a scene in the film Munich reflected that. You were involved in Operation Entebbe in 1976, helped dismantle the Palestinian terror cell known as Black September. I'm thinking you're not really into diplomacy here. You would like to attack Iran.
No, I was also Foreign Affairs Minister of Israel, and I was its Prime Minister. And in the last 15 years, I didn't shot a single shot at anyone, and played a lot around the diplomatic saloons and TV interviews as well. You know, it's too serious. Israel is there. A person cannot choose his parents, and a nation cannot choose its neighbors. We are living in a tough neighborhood. No mercy for the weak, no second opportunity for those who cannot defend themselves. We would love to have the Canadians as our neighbors, but unfortunately the Americans got them. It's a tough neighborhood, and we have to be
one more
strong.
Because if you suddenly attack Iran next week, I want to make sure we've asked every question here. Have you got British support for that? For flying over them and dropping a bomb on their nuclear reactors?
I'm not going even to respond to this. May I say, we're not, don't worry about your next week program. But it's the Iranian challenge is serious. This is something that should be prevented from happening. We have to stay there. We are strong. Israel is the strongest country 1,000 miles around Jerusalem. We plan to remain the strongest country around. But we are at the same time peaceful. We are ready to make peace at any moment with any